The third knock. Part 2. I stared at the blood on my palm. It was still warm. Another drop landed on my shoulder. Slowly, I looked up. The ceiling looked perfectly normal. No cracks. No holes. Nothing that could explain where the blood was coming from. Yet the drops continued. Drip. 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 Exactly 3. Then, silence. The television suddenly hissed with loud static. The screen slowly came to life. It wasn't showing a TV channel. It was displaying a security camera feed. The camera was positioned at the far end of the third-floor hallway. I could see room 312. My room. I was standing inside, looking through the peephole. Everything matched what was happening at that exact moment. Except for one thing. Someone was standing behind me. A tall man dressed in a white shirt stood less than 6 feet away. His head hung low, completely motionless. I spun around. Nobody. The room was empty. When I looked back at the television, he was still there. Slowly, he raised his head. A horrifying smile spread across his face. Then he placed one finger against his lips. The screen instantly went black. My phone vibrated. Another text message appeared. Don't turn your back on him. Every muscle in my body locked up. For the first time in my life, I was too terrified to turn around. I stood frozen, facing the door. Behind me, I heard breathing. Soft. Cold. Close enough to brush against the back of my neck. I shut my eyes. Only one thought filled my mind. If I turn around, I'll see him. The breathing suddenly stopped. My phone buzzed again. Don't trust the camera. One message warned me not to turn around. The next warned me not to trust what I'd seen. Were there 2 people? Or 2 different things? I opened my laptop. It contained the hotel's security blueprints. If the cameras were still operating, there had to be a server room. Probably in the basement. If I could reach it, maybe I could call for help. Then I opened the building plans. There wasn't a 3rd floor. I checked again. Every blueprint. Every evacuation map. Every architectural drawing. The Raven Hill Hotel only had 2 floors. The floor I was standing on didn't exist. A knock echoed through the room. This time. Only twice. Knock. Knock. A trembling woman's voice came from outside. Please. Please let me in. I need your help. It was the receptionist. I recognized her voice immediately. I know you're awake. I walked toward the door. My hand wrapped around the doorknob. Just as I was about to open it, my phone vibrated. If she's still alive, she'll have a shadow. My blood ran cold. I slowly looked beneath the door. There were feet outside. There was light. But there was no shadow. I pulled my hand away. Silence. Then the woman's voice changed. It became deeper. Rough. Male. Smarter than the others. A low laugh echoed through the hallway. Then it faded away. I knew I had to leave the room. Whatever was happening, staying wasn't an option anymore. I grabbed the fire extinguisher beside the door and threw it open. The hallway was empty. But something made my stomach drop. The carpet was covered in wet footprints. as if someone had walked barefoot through fresh blood. Every footprint led into my room. None of them came back out. Which meant, whatever made them had already been inside, long before I noticed. I slowly looked back into the room. The closet door was slightly open. I clearly remembered closing it earlier. Beyond the narrow crack, only darkness. Then, a whisper. "Don't let it know that you can see me." I tightened my grip on the fire extinguisher. Step by step, I approached the closet. 3 feet away. 2. 1. I pulled the door open. There were no clothes. No shelves. No walls. Only another hallway. Endless. Pitch black. At the far end stood dozens of people. Every one of them wore hotel uniforms or guest clothing. Every one of them faced me. None of them had eyes. None of them had mouths. Without making a sound, they slowly raised one hand and knocked on the wall. 3 times. Knock. 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 Then, every one of them looked past me, towards something standing behind me. As if the most terrifying thing in that hallway wasn't them. It was whatever had just entered my room. To be continued.